A black waitress stands before her manager reading a comment card. The black server with burn scars made us uncomfortable, disturbing. We don't pay to look at disfigurement. Sarah Turner is 29. She watches him set it down. Great worker. But clientele has expectations. Charlotte elite. Certain aesthetic required. He leans forward. Understand? She understands. Black, scarred, visible in a room 98% white. Servers fade into marble here, not remind diners that black women exist. Back of house tonight, pantry, dishes, coffee, sleeves down. Stay out of the dining room. If they don't see you, they can't complain. Then a white colonel walks in, sees ink on her forearm, drops to his knees. 72 hours later, one man's career ends. His freedom ends. What they discover destroys him completely. Sarah Turner wakes at 5:30 every morning. The scars wake with her. The burns climb from her left wrist to her shoulder. A map of fire. Shrapnel patterns that no amount of surgery could erase. Skin grafts that never quite matched her natural tone. The kind of damage that makes strangers look away and children ask questions their parents silence. She's had 3 years to adjust. She hasn't. The morning ritual takes 45 minutes. Foundation that won't quite hide the texture. Scar cream massaged in circular motions. A compression sleeve pulled from wrist to elbow. Insurance covers one per year, so she hand washes it every night. Then the long-sleeved uniform, black fabric against brown skin, buttons fastened to the collar even in Carolina heat. But it's the mental preparation that exhausts her before the day begins. The bracing for which microaggression will come today. Which version of professional she'll need to perform. Sarah Turner is one of 2 black servers at the Sterling Room, the only one with visible scars. She learned early that in fine dining, being black means you're already watched more closely. Add burns that refuse to hide, and every table becomes an examination. Some guests smile, some stare. One last month asked the hostess, quietly, discreetly, as if Sarah couldn't see, to be seated in a different section. The Sterling Room sits on Providence Road in Charlotte's most expensive district. White tablecloths, crystal chandeliers, a wine list that starts at $70. The clientele is old money, new money, political money, 98% white. They come here to feel exclusive, to be served by people who know their place. Sarah knows hers. She's known it since childhood. Since teachers asked if she was sure she belonged in honors classes. Since college advisors suggested community college might be more realistic. Since a recruiter told her the Army takes everyone, even, he paused, smiled, people like you. She enlisted at 22, served 3 years, 10th Mountain Division, Kandahar Province. February 2020, an IED tore through her unit's vehicle 3 kilometers from checkpoint Zulu 3. She pulled Sergeant Ramirez from the flames, went back for Corporal Cooper, dragged Private Jang clear as ammunition cooked off around them. Her sleeves caught fire the second time. She didn't notice until later. 3 soldiers lived. Sarah earned a commendation, a medical discharge, and burns covering 40% of her upper body. The tattoo sits 3 inches below her elbow, a mountain peak, GPS coordinates, 3 names in precise script. She touches it when she's nervous. A habit, a reminder. She survived worse than Gregory Whitmore. Now she works 2 jobs. The Sterling Room 4 nights weekly. Weekend catering when available. Rent is $850 for a studio in East Charlotte. Her sister Emily is a sophomore at UNC Chapel Hill. Full academic scholarship, but housing and books aren't covered. Sarah sends $300 monthly, non-negotiable. She's worked front of house at the Sterling Room for 14 months. Perfect reviews, 22% average tips. She knows the menu by heart, can pronounce French wine regions flawlessly, reads tables within 30 seconds. None of it matters. The other servers are polite, professionally polite. They don't sit with her during breaks, don't invite her to after-shift drinks. Lisa Bennett, white, 26, art history degree gathering dust, is the exception. Lisa brings Sarah coffee before shift meetings, asks about her day, doesn't treat the scars like a contagious condition. The others maintain careful distance, the kind that says they've made decisions about who you are and won't risk revising them. Gregory Whitmore has managed the Sterling Room for 18 years. Pressed shirts, Italian shoes, the measured voice of someone who's never needed to raise it. He hired Sarah, praised her training, told her she had potential. Then came the suggestions, small at first. Have you considered different hairstyles? Long sleeves are more formal anyway. Maybe try the back sections until you're more comfortable. She complied. She always does. She needs this job. 2 months ago, Vincent Bailey left. The other black server, heavier build, excellent reviews. He worked here 3 years, then suddenly resigned. No explanation, no goodbye. Lisa mentioned it once, stirring her coffee during break. You and Vincent always got the Monday lunch shifts, the slow ones. Sarah remembers that comment. Remembers wondering if it meant something. Today she'll find out. The pre-shift meeting starts at 5:45. 12 staff members crowd around the oak table in the back office. Servers, bussers, the sommelier. Gregory stands at the head, tablet in hand, reading the night's reservations. A senator's fundraiser at table 14, a 50th anniversary at 9. VIPs scattered throughout. He reviews specials, wine pairings, the usual choreography of high-end service. Then his voice shifts, drops lower, more deliberate. We received feedback from a client last week, Gregory says. He doesn't look up from the tablet. About appearance standards. The room goes still. Sarah feels it before she understands it. The change in air pressure, the way eyes find walls and floors. Gregory continues. Some of our front-of-house staff may not reflect the aesthetic we promise at this price point. Now he looks up, directly at Sarah, not at her face, at her left arm, at the sleeve she's already tugging down, instinct, before her brain catches up. Effective immediately, Sarah, you'll rotate to back stations, pantry support, dish expo, coffee runs. The words land like stones. Sarah's hands go cold. Back stations? Her voice comes out steady. She's grateful for that. I've been front of house for 14 months. My reviews, this isn't about performance. Gregory's tone doesn't change. Professional. Clinical. It's about presentation. Image matters here. What image? Sarah hears herself ask. I served my country, and I serve our clients. Gregory closes the tablet. Meeting adjourned. Chairs scrape. People move. No one looks at Sarah. 12 people in that room. 12 pairs of eyes finding the floor, the door, anywhere else. Lisa touches Sarah's arm as they file out. Doesn't say anything. Just that. A touch. Brief. Then gone. Sarah stands there as the office empties. Her pulse thuds in her ears. She wants to walk out, get her coat, leave, but her hands are already reaching for the schedule posted by the door. Her name reassigned. Monday lunch shifts. Late Sunday service. The slots no one wants. And beside each one, backstation. Gregory's voice behind her. I know this is an adjustment, but it's what's best for the team. Sarah turns. Best for the team or best for you? Clients pay premium prices. They expect perfection. I'm good at my job. Front of house isn't just service, Sarah. It's presentation. He adjusts his cufflinks. A small gesture. Dismissive. If you're uncomfortable with that, I understand. No one's forcing you to stay. There it is. The implicit threat. Quit or comply. Sarah's hand finds her sleeve. Her fingers remember fire, the smell of burning Kevlar, Ramirez screaming her name. She pulled 3 men from that MRAP. She didn't hide then. She shouldn't have to hide now. But Emily's tuition is due in 3 weeks. I'll take the shifts, Sarah says. Gregory nods. Once. I appreciate your professionalism. He leaves. Sarah stands in the empty office, staring at the schedule. Her name in the back stations, out of sight, out of mind. She pulls out her phone, a text from the group chat sent 20 minutes ago, from Gregory to all senior staff. Reminder, all front staff must meet appearance protocols, no exceptions. Managers will enforce. Then a second text. Private thread. Gregory to the shift leads. Keep Turner in back areas. Clients don't need to see that. That. Not her. Not Sarah. That. Lisa shows her the screenshot in the hallway. Risks being seen doing it. This happened before. Lisa whispers. To Vincent. To Jenna. They left. Sarah's jaw tightens. I'm not leaving. But she doesn't know if she believes it. The comment card Gregory mentioned, the one that started this. Sarah asks the hostess to see it. The hostess hesitates, then slides it across the desk. Server's appearance was off-putting, not what we expect at this price point. No name, no table number, no date. Just that off-putting, not what we expect. Sarah knows that language. She's heard it before, in job interviews, in grocery stores, in 100 small moments where what we expect means what we want to see. And what they want to see isn't a black woman with burn scars serving filet mignon. She folds the card, puts it in her pocket. Evidence. Of what? She's not sure yet. 24 hours later, a stranger walks through the door. Everything changes. Sarah knocks on Gregory's office door at 6:15, before service, before she loses her nerve. Come in. Gregory's office smells like leather and certainty. Awards line one wall. Photos with the mayor, the city council, local celebrities. A framed certificate, Chamber of Commerce Excellence, 3 years running. Everything in this room says power, position, permanence. Gregory looks up from his computer. Sarah, what can I do for you? I'd like to talk about yesterday's meeting. He gestures to the chair across from his desk. She sits, her spine straight, hands folded, the way they taught her in basic training. Respectful, but not subordinate. I earned these scars, Sarah says. I shouldn't have to hide them. Gregory leans back. His face is sympathetic, practiced. Sarah, I respect your service. Truly. But this is business. Our clients pay premium prices. They expect a certain experience. Experience? Or exclusivity? Let's not make this more complicated than it is. It's already complicated. You're saying I'm not presentable. Gregory's expression doesn't change. I'm saying we have standards. Front of house represents the brand. Presentation is part of that. Surely you understand. I'm good at my job. My tips aren't the issue. Then what is? The complete package. Gregory folds his hands. Service, professionalism, and yes, appearance. All of it matters. If you're uncomfortable with that expectation, then perhaps what? I should quit. I'm saying every position here requires certain qualities. If those don't align with what you're able to offer, no one will blame you for finding a better fit elsewhere. The words are careful, legal, deniable, but the message is clear. Sarah stands. I'll take the backstation shifts. I think that's wise. She leaves before he can see her hands shake. In the hallway, she checks her phone. Another text. Group message to the entire staff. Team, as we enter Q4, let's remember that appearance protocols apply to everyone. Well-groomed, conventional presentation, minimal distracting features. Thank you for your professionalism. Appearance protocols, conventional presentation, distracting features, every word a dog whistle. Sarah screenshots it. She's not sure why. Just instinct. Something in her, the part that survived Kandahar, the part that knows when to gather intelligence, tells her to document everything. She finds Lisa in the break room tying her apron. Did you see the text? Lisa asks. I saw it. Distracting features. Jesus, Sarah, that's coded, I know. Lisa glances at the door, lowers her voice. Vincent Bailey got the same treatment 2 years ago. They moved him to backstations. Said clients complained about his weight. He quit after 3 months. Anyone else? Jenna Hayes, vitiligo. They told her the skin condition disturbed guests. She had perfect reviews, didn't matter. Then there was Darnell Cooper. Gregory told him his appearance was too urban, whatever the hell that means. Sarah's stomach tightens. How many people? That I know of? 5, maybe 6, all in 4 years, all forced out or reassigned. And HR? Lisa laughs, bitter. HR is Amanda Collins. She and Gregory have been here since the beginning. You really think she's going to side with servers over management? Sarah doesn't answer. She's doing the math in her head. 6 employees, 4 years, all with visible differences. All black or Latino or marked in some way Gregory decided didn't fit the brand. This isn't about her. It never was. It's a system, a pattern, a carefully maintained machine of exclusion. I need this job, Sarah says quietly. I know. Lisa touches her arm again. But you shouldn't have to disappear to keep it. The shift starts. Sarah works the pantry. Garnishing plates, refilling water pitchers, running bread baskets. Tasks a busser could do. Tasks that keep her out of the dining room, away from the guests. Invisible. She hears the conversations through the kitchen doors. Laughter, the clink of glasses, the hum of privilege at ease. She used to be part of that choreography. Now she's backstage, hidden. At 8:30, she carries a tray of coffee to the dish station, passes the host stand, overhears Gregory talking to the sommelier. Clients come here for a certain experience, Gregory is saying. You understand, it's not personal. It's just, we have a standard to maintain. The sommelier nods, says nothing. Sarah keeps walking, sets the tray down. Her hands are steady, her face is calm. But inside, something hardens. She thinks about Emily, tuition, rent, the VA copays she can barely afford, the compression sleeves she needs to replace, the therapy appointments she's been skipping because $15 copays add up. She pulls out her phone, opens a new message to Emily. Might be a tough month. I'll figure it out. She deletes it before sending. Emily doesn't need to know, not yet. At closing, Sarah checks her tips. Backstation staff get pooled tips, split evenly regardless of sections worked. Her share tonight? $43. Front of house servers averaged $180. She did the same work, worked the same hours, got a quarter of the pay. Sarah walks to her car in the dark parking lot, sits behind the wheel, doesn't start the engine. Her reflection in the rearview mirror, the scar that climbs her neck, the sleeve pulled down over her wrist, the exhaustion in her eyes. She touches the tattoo under her sleeve, the mountain, the coordinates, the names. She didn't hide in Kandahar. She won't hide here. But she doesn't know how to fight this. Not yet. Tomorrow, that will change. Tuesday evening, 6:40 p.m. Sarah is at the coffee station in the back corner. Colonel James Hayes walks through the door at 6:47. He's 58. Silver hair, dress uniform. Not often, but tonight he wears the blue jacket, ribbons across his chest. A regular customer. Tuesdays and Fridays, always the same table by the window. He orders the ribeye, rare, and a single bourbon, neat. The hostess seats him. A front-of-house server, Brittany, blonde, 23, takes his order. But Sarah delivers the water refill. Backstation task, invisible work. She approaches the table, sets down the pitcher, starts to pour. Her sleeve rides up, just an inch, just enough. Colonel Hayes goes still. His eyes lock on her forearm, on the tattoo visible for 3 seconds. A mountain peak. Coordinates etched in clean black lines. 10th mountain, his voice cuts through the dining room hum. Sarah's hand freezes. Sir, Hayes leans forward, studies the ink. Kandahar Province, Checkpoint Zulu 3, 2020. Sarah's throat tightens. Yes, sir. Your unit. He's not asking, he's recognizing. The IED incident, February 9th. She nods, can't speak. Hayes stands. Conversations around them pause. Other diners turn. Gregory watches from the host stand, confusion flickering across his face. You pulled 3 soldiers from that MRAP, Hayes says. His voice carries now, deliberate. Under fire, flames, ammunition cooking off, you went back twice. Sarah's eyes sting. I did my job, sir. Your job. Hayes' jaw works. I commanded that brigade. I signed your commendation for valor. I know exactly what you did, Specialist Turner. The dining room is silent now. Crystal and Silver forgotten, every eye on them. Colonel James Hayes, white decorated, powerful, drops to one knee in the middle of the Sterling room. Colonel James Hayes, United States Army, retired. It is my honor to serve you tonight, Specialist. Sarah can't breathe, can't move. Tears blur her vision. Sir, you don't have to. Yes, I do. Hayes looks up at her. You saved my soldiers. 3 men went home to their families because of you, because you didn't hide when it mattered. The words land like a blow, didn't hide when it mattered. Applause starts, scattered at first, then building. A man at the next table is filming on his phone. Sarah sees the red recording light, sees Gregory frozen at the host stand, face draining white. Hayes stands, takes Sarah's hand, shakes it firmly. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here. He returns to his seat. The dining room slowly resumes its rhythm. But everything has shifted. The air feels different, charged. Sarah walks back to the coffee station. Her legs barely hold her. Lisa grabs her arm in the kitchen. Oh my God, Sarah, that was... I don't know what that was. But she does. She knows exactly what it was, a reckoning, a witness. A decorated colonel kneeling for a black woman in a server's uniform in front of Charlotte's elite in the same restaurant that told her to hide. The symbolism isn't lost on anyone. Gregory appears beside them. His voice is tight. Sarah, a word. Not now, Sarah says. That wasn't appropriate. A colonel just honored me for saving lives. You want to tell me that's inappropriate? Gregory's mouth opens, closes. He walks away. Sarah's phone buzzes, then again, then continuously. Text messages, notifications, she pulls it out. The video. Already uploaded, already spreading. 52,000 views in 2 hours. By morning, 2.1 million. The comments flood in. A black woman saved soldiers and they hit her in the back. She served her country. They made her invisible. Find that manager, find that restaurant. The video reaches Charlotte Observer by sunrise. A reporter named Rebecca Stone starts digging. Rebecca Stone has covered labor disputes for 6 years. Union negotiations, wage theft, workplace discrimination. She knows the patterns. Knows when a single incident is an anomaly and when it's the visible edge of something deeper. The video of Colonel Hayes kneeling lands on her desk at 7 a.m. Wednesday. By 8, she's watching it for the 4th time. By 9, she's searching Sarah Turner's name. By 10, she sent a LinkedIn message. Miss Turner, I'm a reporter with Charlotte Observer. I'd like to hear your story. No pressure, just conversation. Coffee? Sarah doesn't respond for 2 days. When she does, it's brief. Okay. They meet Friday afternoon at a cafe 3 miles from the Sterling Room. Neutral ground. Sarah arrives 10 minutes early, orders black coffee, sits with her back to the wall, old habit, military instinct. Rebecca arrives precisely on time, mid-30s, red hair pulled back, no recorder visible, just a notebook and a pen. Thank you for meeting me, Rebecca says. I won't sensationalize this. I document. Sarah studies her, decides. What do you want to know? Start at the beginning. Sarah talks for 40 minutes. The scars, the commendation. 14 months at the Sterling Room. Gregory's escalating suggestions. The pre-shift meeting, the reassignment, the coded language in the texts. The comment card with no name. Rebecca takes notes, asks clarifying questions, doesn't interrupt. When Sarah finishes, Rebecca looks up. Has anyone else been treated this way? My coworker mentioned names. Vincent Bailey, Jenna Hayes, others. Rebecca writes the names. Would you be comfortable if I contacted them? I can't stop you. No, but I won't use your story without permission, and I won't contact people connected to you without letting you know first. Sarah nods slowly. Okay. One more question, Rebecca says. Why are you talking to me? You could have taken the settlement most people take. Quiet exit, move on. Sarah's hand finds her sleeve. Because I didn't hide in Kandahar. I'm not hiding here. Rebecca closes her notebook. Give me a week. She finds Vincent Bailey in 3 days. He's 31 now, working at a tech startup downtown. Graphic design. He left the Sterling Room in June 2022. When Rebecca calls, he's quiet for a long moment. I wondered when someone would ask, he finally says. They meet for lunch. Vincent tells his story. Front of house server for 8 months. Good reviews, strong tips. Then Gregory started making comments about his weight, about client comfort, about presentation standards. He never said it outright, Vincent explains. Just hints. Maybe try the gym? We have a wellness program. Then one day I'm reassigned to back stations. No explanation. When I pushed back, he said it was temporary. It lasted 4 months. I quit. Did you file a complaint? With HR, Amanda Collins. She scheduled a meeting, asked me some questions, then said she'd look into it. Never heard back. 3 weeks later, I left. Rebecca finds Jenna Hayes next. She's 28. Works as a paralegal now. She had vitiligo, a skin condition causing loss of pigmentation in patches. Left the Sterling Room in March 2023. Her story is nearly identical. Front of house, excellent reviews. Then Gregory's comments, have you tried makeup? Clients might find that distracting. Reassignment, HR complaint dismissed. Amanda told me the complaint was unsubstantiated, Jenna says. There was no paper trail, just Gregory's word against mine, so I left. It was easier. Rebecca keeps digging, finds Carmen Rodriguez, Latina, wore a hearing aid, forced out in 2021, finds Darnell Cooper, black. Told his natural hair was unprofessional, his overall appearance too urban, left in 2022. By the end of the week, Rebecca has 7 names, 7 employees over 4 years, 4 are black. 2 have visible scars or conditions, 1 is Latina, all profitable servers, all moved to back stations or forced out, all in a restaurant serving a 94% white clientele. This isn't coincidence, it's a system. Rebecca files a Freedom of Information Act request for the Sterling Room's liquor license complaints. 0 on record, but the comment cards Sarah mentioned, those aren't public. They're internal, controlled by management. She needs documentation, hard evidence. She finds it through a former HR assistant, anonymous source, terrified of retaliation. They meet in a parking garage at dusk. The source hands over a flash drive. Everything's on here: emails, memos, complaint records that never made it to the official database. Rebecca downloads the files that night. What she finds makes her hands shake. An email chain from 2022. Gregory to HR Director Amanda Collins. Subject: Q for discretion. Amanda, we've got another complaint from staff reappearance protocols. Let's handle this quietly. We can't afford bad press during holiday season. Can you take point? Amanda's response: understood. I'll schedule individual meetings and resolve internally. No follow-up, no investigation, no record in the HR database. Another email. Gregory to Amanda, March 2023. The Hayes situation is getting uncomfortable. Client feedback has been mixed. Let's transition her to back-of-house support. Frame it as operational need, not appearance. Jenna Hayes, the vitiligo case. Documented, deliberate. Then Rebecca finds the HR memo that makes everything click. Subject: appearance standards enforcement. Front-of-house staff should reflect traditional fine dining aesthetic, well-groomed, conventional presentation, minimal distracting features. Managers have discretion to reassign staff who do not meet brand standards. Traditional, conventional, distracting, brand standards. Every word coded, every phrase deniable, but the pattern is unmistakable. Rebecca hires a forensic accountant. She needs to follow the money. The Sterling Room's tip pool is public record, filed with tax returns for distribution purposes. The accountant pulls 4 years of data, runs the numbers. Front-of-house servers average $3,200 per month in tips. Backstation staff average $2,100. Same hours, same shifts, different distribution. The accountant digs deeper, finds something strange. The tip pool software, Gratuity Pro version 4.2, shows manual adjustments, overrides. Someone changed the distribution percentages. The user log shows one name, Gregory Whitmore. He skimmed 15% from backstation tips into a house pool. The house pool funded manager bonuses, quarterly, for 4 years. Sarah Turner lost an estimated $890 per month over 14 months. Total, $12,460. Across 7 employees over 4 years, $180,000 in wage theft. Rebecca calls Amanda Collins for comment. The HR director's assistant says she's unavailable. Rebecca leaves a message. No return call. She calls Heritage Hospitality CEO Daniel Ross, gets his assistant, leaves details. 2 hours later, a statement arrives via email. Heritage Hospitality takes all employee concerns seriously and maintains robust HR protocols. We cannot comment on specific personnel matters. We are committed to fostering an inclusive workplace. Boilerplate. Meaningless. Rebecca has enough for a story: documented pattern, financial records, email evidence, 7 witnesses. But she keeps digging, because her instinct, 6 years of investigative work, tells her there's something more. By now, you're probably asking, how did Gregory get away with this for so long? The answer is worse than you think. Stay with me. What Rebecca finds next will turn a discrimination story into a criminal case. The letter arrives on Wednesday morning. Law firm letterhead, 12 pages. Rebecca opens it at her desk, reads the first paragraph. Her editor, Tom, appears behind her. Problem? Heritage Hospitality's lawyers. Cease and desist. They're threatening defamation charges if we publish. Tom reads over her shoulder. How solid is your documentation? Bank records, emails, 7 witnesses, everything's sourced. Then we publish. Tom straightens. But legal wants to review first. Give them 48 hours. Rebecca nods. Expected this. Corporate lawyers always push back. Intimidation is the first line of defense, but she's published under legal threat before. The facts will hold. What she doesn't expect is the counter-narrative. Thursday morning, a story appears in Charlotte Business Journal. The headline makes her stomach drop. Former Sterling Room employee makes false claims after termination. The article is vague on details but heavy on insinuation. An unnamed source describes Sarah as difficult to work with. Multiple guest complaints about aggressive behavior and unprofessional attitude. Termination for cause. Now seeking attention through false accusations. A planted witness, the hostess, Rebecca later learns, paid $500, is quoted anonymously. She made guests uncomfortable, not because of her appearance, because of her attitude. Management tried to coach her, she refused. The story spreads, picked up by 2 local news sites, shared on social media. The narrative shifts. Maybe there's 2 sides to this. Why didn't she sue if it's true? Stolen valor. People lie about service all the time. Sarah's phone floods, texts, voicemails, strangers calling her a liar. Emails to her personal account. She still doesn't know how they got it, telling her she's disgusting, opportunistic, seeking attention. One message is more direct. Drop this, or we'll make sure you never work in Charlotte again. Sarah shows Rebecca the message. Rebecca screenshots it. Evidence. But it doesn't stop the fear. Sarah misses her VA therapy appointment. Can't afford the $15 copay. She's been pulled from the schedule pending internal review. No income for 2 weeks. Rent is due in 10 days. Her sister Emily calls. Are you okay? I saw the news. I'm fine. You're not fine. Do you need me to pause school? I can get a job. No. Sarah's voice is firm. Stay in school. I'll handle this. But she doesn't know if she can. Heritage Hospitality offers a settlement, $15,000, non-disclosure agreement, no admission of wrongdoing. Sarah has 72 hours to decide. She sits in her apartment at 2 a.m. staring at the offer letter. $15,000 would cover rent for a year, would pay Emily's housing, would buy time, but it comes with silence, with disappearing, with letting Gregory win. Meanwhile, Heritage's lawyers contact Colonel Hayes, a formal letter suggesting his public comments may expose him to liability for defamation and interference with business relationships. Hayes calls Sarah. They're trying to scare me. It won't work. I know what I saw. I know who you are. You don't have to do this, Sarah says. You don't owe me anything. Yes, I do. You saved my soldiers. I'm not going to let these people erase that. But the pressure is real. The legal threats, the planted stories, the social media attacks. Rebecca's investigation stalls. 2 witnesses, former employees, retract their willingness to go on record. Too scared, too much to lose. The anonymous HR source who provided the flash drive calls Rebecca. Panicked. They're doing an internal audit. They're trying to figure out who leaked. I can't help anymore. I'm sorry. Rebecca understands. She's seen this before. Corporations protecting themselves, lawyers weaponizing fear, money buying silence. Sarah sits in her apartment holding the settlement offer. Her bank account shows $847. Rent is $850. She calls Rebecca. What do I do? That's your choice, Rebecca says. No one would blame you for taking it, but I'm not done digging. If you can hold on a little longer, I think there's more here. Sarah looks at the offer. $15,000, safety, survival. Then she looks at the tattoo on her arm, the coordinates, the names. She tears the settlement letter in half. Find what you're looking for, Sarah tells Rebecca. I'm not going anywhere. 3 days later, Rebecca finds the smoking gun. Night. Sarah's apartment. 2:17 a.m. The numbers on her phone glow in the dark. She hasn't slept. Insomnia is an old companion. Came back from Kandahar with her. Usually she can manage it. Tonight the walls press close. Medical bills are stacked on the kitchen counter. VA copays, $340. Dermatologist for scar tissue treatment, $220. Replacement compression sleeve, $180. Her insurance covers some, not enough. Her phone sits dark on the table. Emily texted 6 hours ago. You okay? Call me? Sarah hasn't replied, doesn't know what to say. How do you tell your little sister that the job you sacrificed for, the paychecks you sent, the stability you promised, it's all unraveling? She stands, walks to the bathroom, turns on the light, her reflection in the mirror. She hasn't looked, really looked, at the scars in months. Usually she sees them in pieces, while getting dressed, while applying cream, never the whole geography. Tonight, she makes herself look. The burns climb from her left wrist to her shoulder. Shrapnel patterns like constellations, skin grafts that never quite matched her original tone, raised tissue, smooth patches, the kind of damage that makes people look away. Gregory's voice in her head. Not what we expect at this price point. Maybe he's right. Maybe clients don't want to see this while they eat their scallops. Maybe her face, her scars, her presence is too much, too uncomfortable, too real. Sarah touches the mirror, her fingertips on the glass. Cold. She thinks about the settlement. $15,000. She could call them back, could say yes, could disappear into a different job, a different life, somewhere smaller, somewhere she wouldn't have to fight. The flashback comes without warning. Kandahar, February 9th, 2020. The MRAP shuddering under the blast, her ears ringing, smoke and flames and the smell of diesel and something worse. Ramirez trapped in the gunner's turret, the ammunition starting to cook off. Pop, pop, pop like fireworks. She went back. Twice. Her sleeves catching fire the second time. Her hands blistering as she pulled Cooper through the door. Zhang screaming, leave me, and Sarah screaming back, shut up, I got you, I got you. She saved 3 lives that day, earned a commendation, earned a medical discharge, earned these scars. And for what? To come home and be told she's too damaged to be seen? Sarah slides down the bathroom wall, sits on the cold tile floor, her phone in her hand. She pulls up her contacts, scrolls to Martinez, her old battle buddy stationed at Fort Bragg now. They check in once a month. Sarah hasn't called in 6 weeks. She hits dial, it rings and rings, voicemail. Hey, it's me, I don't know, I'm trying to figure something out. Call me when you can. She hangs up, sits there in the fluorescent light. 29 years old, a veteran, a survivor, and she has never felt more alone. She looks at her arm, at the tattoo below her elbow, the mountain peak. The coordinates of Checkpoint Zulu 3, the 3 names inked in black, Ramirez, Cooper, Zhang. They didn't give up, they trusted her. They lived because she didn't quit when things got hard. Sarah wipes her eyes, stands, turns off the light. She walks to her laptop, opens her bank account. $847, rent due in 8 days, no paycheck coming, no settlement accepted. This is the moment. This is where most people break. But Sarah Turner didn't survive an IED blast to surrender to a restaurant manager. She closes the laptop, goes to bed, sets her alarm for 6 a.m. She'll find another catering job, pick up shifts somewhere, anything. She'll make rent, and she'll keep fighting. What happens next will restore your faith that truth still matters, but it starts with 40 strangers who refuse to look away. The phone rings at 7:30 a.m. Unknown number. Sarah almost doesn't answer. Miss Turner? This is Carolyn Andrews. I'm the director of Veterans Justice Network. We saw your story. We're mobilizing. Sarah sits up. Mobilizing? We protect our own. Can you meet this morning? By 9 a.m., Sarah is sitting in a conference room downtown. Carolyn Andrews is 52, former Marine Corps JAG officer. Around the table, 6 other veterans, various branches, various ages, all angry. This isn't just about you, Carolyn says. This is about every veteran who's been told their service doesn't matter once they come home. We're making noise. At noon, Charlotte Observer's front page goes live. Digital first, print tomorrow. The headline, The Sterling Room's Hidden Scandal. Years of discrimination, millions in wage theft. Rebecca Stone's byline, 3,200 words, 7 employee profiles, email evidence, financial records, HR complicity, tip pool fraud. All of it documented, sourced, undeniable. The article trends within an hour. 340,000 shares by evening. Associated Press picks it up. National coverage. The Sterling Room's reservation system crashes, not from traffic, from cancellations. By 2 p.m., 43 veterans assemble outside the Sterling Room. Colonel Hayes leads them. They're not loud, not aggressive, just present, standing, holding signs. We stand with Sarah. Service deserves respect. Who's really off-putting? Local news arrives, cameras, interviews. Hayes speaks on behalf of the group. Sarah Turner pulled 3 soldiers from a burning vehicle under enemy fire. She came home and asked for nothing except the chance to work, to earn a living, and she was told to hide. That's not who we are. That's not what service means. 2 counter-protesters show up. Businesses have the right to set their own standards. A veteran, woman, Army, 50s, responds, Standards don't include discrimination. Read the article, read the evidence. Inside the Sterling Room, Gregory watches from the window. The dining room is empty. No lunch service. Staff sent home. Charlotte City Councilwoman Patricia Boyd tweets at 3 p.m. Launching formal inquiry into labor practices at Heritage Hospitality Properties. No one is above accountability. The response is immediate. Constituents flood her office with support. The pressure becomes political. Heritage Hospitality CEO Daniel Ross issues a statement by 5 p.m. We take these allegations extremely seriously and are conducting a comprehensive internal review. We are committed to fostering an inclusive workplace and will take appropriate action based on our findings. The public doesn't buy it. You had 4 years to review. 7 employees. How is that internal? This is only news because it went public. Sarah watches the coverage from her apartment. Lisa texts, I'm testifying. Whatever you need. 5 more former Sterling Room employees reach out to Rebecca, ready to go on record. The dam breaks. That evening, Sarah's phone rings. Carolyn again. A turn on Channel 9. Sarah does. The news anchor is reading a statement. Tonight, we're learning that the Sterling Room's general manager, Gregory Whitmore, may face additional scrutiny. Documents obtained by Charlotte Observer suggest financial improprieties beyond the tip pool scandal. More at 11. Sarah's heart pounds. What did they find? Rebecca wouldn't say, but she sounded different, excited, angry, something big. The next morning, the headline appears. Sterling Room manager allegedly embezzled $83K from veteran charity. The city explodes. Rebecca Stone doesn't sleep Thursday night. She's been following money trails, bank records, tax filings, donor databases. The Sterling Room hosts an annual fundraiser. Support our troops. Every November, photos on their website show Gregory posing with veterans, holding oversized checks. Smiling, Rebecca pulls the numbers. 2021, $28,000 raised. 2022, $31,500. 2023, $29,200. Total over 3 years, $88,700. She calls the recipient Charity, Carolina Veterans Relief Fund. Their director, Michael Warren, answers. I'm following up on donations from the Sterling Room, Rebecca says. Your records show how much they gave? Let me check. A pause. Keyboard clicking. We received $5,280 total over 3 years. Rebecca's pen stops. 5,000? Your records show almost 90,000 raised. That's not what we received. Rebecca's pulse quickens. Can you send me documentation? Warren emails deposit records within 10 minutes. 3 checks. 2021, $1,400. 2022, $2,000. 2023, $1,880. Total $5,280. $83,420 unaccounted for. Rebecca subpoenas the Sterling Room's bank records through City Council's investigation. The records arrive Friday morning. Every donation check was deposited to Sterling's business account, standard practice. Supposed to be transferred to the charity, but the transfers don't match. Rebecca cross-references deposits against transfers, finds a pattern. Money goes from business account to an operations account. That account is registered to one person, Gregory Whitmore. Personal account. $83,420 moved from charity fund to Gregory's pocket over 3 years. Rebecca traces the expenditures. Gregory's personal account shows boat payment, $18,000, vacation to Bermuda, $8,000, his son's college tuition at Wake Forest, $22,000, home renovation, $15,000. Gregory earns $85,000 a year. His personal expenditures average $140,000. The gap is filled by embezzlement. The irony is sickening. Gregory humiliated a veteran, stole her dignity, hid her from view, while stealing from the fund meant to help veterans, while posing for photos with people like Sarah, while building a reputation as a supporter. Rebecca calls Michael Warren back. The donations you were supposed to receive, Gregory Whitmore kept them. Warren's voice goes cold. He stole from veterans? $83,000 over 3 years. We're filing charges. Today. Rebecca publishes Friday afternoon. The headline, Sterling Room manager allegedly embezzled $83K from veteran charity. The story includes everything. Donation logs, bank records, the photos of Gregory holding fake oversized checks, the real amounts the charity received, the boat, the vacation, the tuition. Sarah saved soldiers. Gregory profited from them. The reaction is immediate, visceral. Public outrage reaches a level Rebecca hasn't seen in 6 years of reporting. Charlotte's district attorney announces a criminal investigation within 2 hours. Calls for prosecution flood the DA's office. Not hundreds, thousands. Gregory's attorney issues a statement. My client denies any wrongdoing and looks forward to clearing his name. No one believes it. Heritage Hospitality suspends Gregory pending investigation. Their stock price drops 3% in after-hours trading. The Sterling Room's liquor license is flagged for emergency review. And Sarah Turner, sitting in her apartment, reads the article 3 times. Each time, the anger builds. Not at the theft, though that's enraging enough. At the audacity, the entitlement, the assumption that he could take from the people he claimed to honor. She texts Rebecca, "Thank you." Rebecca responds, "We're not done. City Council hearing scheduled. 2 weeks. You'll testify." Sarah looks at her tattoo, at the names of the soldiers she saved. Gregory stole from people like them. while hiding people like her. Now he'll answer for it, publicly, under oath. October 28th, Charlotte City Council chambers. 217 people fill the gallery. Media cameras line the back wall. Councilwoman Patricia Boyd presides. This hearing addresses allegations of workplace discrimination and financial impropriety at Heritage Hospitality Properties, specifically the Sterling Room. We'll hear testimony, review evidence, and determine appropriate action. Sarah testifies first. She wears her army dress uniform, the burns visible on her left hand, her voice steady. I'm a black woman, a veteran, a burn survivor. Gregory Whitmore couldn't decide which part made me most off-putting to his clients. Maybe it was all three. Maybe it was just that I refused to be invisible. The gallery is silent. I served in Afghanistan, not in the back, not hidden, on the front line. I came home and tried to rebuild. I didn't expect to fight the same battle here, for dignity, for respect, for the right to exist without apology. Sarah's hands rest on the table, the scars visible. She doesn't hide them. I didn't hide in Kandahar when an IED tore through our vehicle. I won't hide in Carolina because someone finds my scars inconvenient. Not for tips, not for comfort, not for anyone's aesthetic. Boyd leans forward. Thank you, Miss Turner. This council sees you. Vincent Bailey testifies. Then Jenna Hayes, then Carmen Rodriguez, then Darnell Cooper. The pattern becomes undeniable. Lisa Bennett testifies about the text messages, the coded language, the deliberate exclusion. Rebecca Stone presents financial evidence. The tip pool manipulation, the embezzlement, bank records projected on screens, numbers that can't be argued with. Then Gregory Whitmore takes the stand, his attorney beside him. He's thinner, tired, the confidence gone. Boyd asks the questions. Mr. Whitmore, did you reassign Miss Turner based on her appearance? Industry standards require certain presentation. I made business decisions. Did those business decisions include stealing from veteran charities? Gregory's attorney interjects. Objection. That's an ongoing criminal matter. This is a council hearing, not a trial. Mr. Whitmore, you raised $88,700 for Carolina Veterans Relief Fund. They received $5,280. Where did the rest go? Gregory's face flushes. That was an accounting error. An error that bought you a boat? I intended to reconcile. Over 3 years? While posing for photos with veterans? While telling Miss Turner she wasn't presentable enough to be seen? Gregory doesn't answer. Boyd turns to Heritage CEO Daniel Ross. You received discrimination complaints in 2022. Email evidence shows your HR director dismissed them. Why? Ross shifts in his seat. We trusted management to handle internal matters appropriately. Trust without oversight is negligence. The hearing lasts 4 hours. The evidence is overwhelming. The testimony damning. Boyd calls for a vote. All in favor of recommending criminal investigation of Gregory Whitmore, suspending the Sterling Room's liquor license pending resolution, and referring Heritage Hospitality to the State Labor Board for review. 6 hands rise. 1 abstention. Boyd's gavel falls. Motion carries. Mr. Whitmore, you'll be hearing from the district attorney. Heritage Hospitality, you'll be hearing from the North Carolina Department of Labor. This hearing is adjourned. The gallery erupts in applause. Sarah sits motionless. Hands folded, eyes dry. Justice doesn't feel like victory yet. It feels like exhaustion, like a battle won but a war still raging. Outside, reporters surround her. Cameras, questions. Colonel Hayes appears beside her, creates space. No comment today, Hayes says. Let the evidence speak. 3 weeks pass, then the resolution comes. November 20th, Gregory Whitmore is terminated. Heritage Hospitality announces it in a terse statement. He faces embezzlement charges carrying 5 to 7 years. Heritage settles with 7 former employees, $340,000 total, policy reforms, mandatory bias training, independent HR oversight. They don't admit wrongdoing. But the changes speak louder. The Sterling Room reopens under new management, rebranded, reformed. They offer Sarah a position. Front of house supervisor, $52,000 salary plus benefits. One condition, no more back stations for anyone based on appearance. The new manager, a woman, Latina, former corporate HR, agrees immediately. Skills matter, service matters. Professionalism means treating people with respect, not hiding them. Sarah accepts. Her first shift back, she works the dining room. Full sleeves visible, tattoo visible, scars visible. A customer, the one who complained initially, Sarah learns later, sees her, approaches. I didn't know your story, I'm sorry. Sarah nods. Now you do. Colonel Hayes returns. Tuesday evening, usual table. Sarah serves him. Welcome home, specialist. Good to be back, sir. Sarah adjusts her sleeves, old habit, muscle memory, then lets them fall naturally. The scars catch the light, the tattoo shows, the mountain, the coordinates, the names. Some scars tell stories no one wants to hear, but Sarah's story is being heard now, and she's not hiding anymore. If you've ever been told to hide who you are, this story is for you. Share it. Let's make sure no one fights alone. Like this video, subscribe, drop a comment. What does service mean to you?